let's go for a hike. I have been away from YouTube for over a year. In that time, I've been exploring various breathing practices and hot and cold therapy. Now, through these practices, I've discovered how to fine-tune my focus for healing. Through meditation, I can place my concentrated attention on a part of my body and explore and release the trauma that is stored in that location. I brought this newly discovered technique to the mushroom experience. Now, this trip was 5 grams of golden teacher mushrooms. It came on super quick, and keep in mind, this is the first time I had touched psychedelics in about 9 months. The reason for this experience was that I had Shambhala Music Festival coming up, and I wasn't sure at the time if I wanted to go, but if I did decide to go, I wanted to make sure that my first experience back to psychedelics was not surrounded by 20,000 people. Now, the mushroom experience was very powerful. Within about 30 minutes of ingestion, I was kind of floating in and out of my normal state of consciousness. I'd find myself back in the room, letting go, before chaos erupted. Absolute chaos. Imagery would constantly be shifting and reformatting itself. But then I would snap out of it and find myself back in my room, which was like a momentary soberness before I would let go, and then I would repeat the process. This went on for 30 to 40 minutes. I then had the idea of what would happen if I placed my concentrated attention on my lowest energy center. I usually practice this sober as a body scan meditation. Now, doing this on 5 grams of mushrooms was absolutely insane. There was a layer of trauma that I seemed to be constantly chipping away at. However, applying this practice during my mushroom experience completely blew through that layer of pain and trauma like a hot knife through butter. It was like a laser beam, and nothing was going to stop it. I quickly found myself on the other side and was in what seemed to be the center of creation. From this place, creation is happening. I found this a little overwhelming, to be honest. Complete freedom to do or make or be anything, and I didn't know what to do with it. It must have only lasted maybe 10 seconds or so, and then I found myself back in the layer of pain, accompanied with chaotic visuals. I worked through it a little bit longer and decided again to do my body scan meditation on my lowest energy center. All my bullshit just instantly dissolved, and again, I am creation. Only this time I had a bit of familiarity in the space and was able to relax. A thought came through of that I've always wanted a Tesla. For many years now, I just wanted a Tesla. And the thought was instantly followed by, it's already done. It's hard for me to explain how completely certain this felt. The thought, it's already done, had so much weight behind it. And it was like it's actually as if I had a Tesla, even though during that moment, I'd yet to physically experience it. I was absolutely convinced. I had another thought, what about Shambhala Music Festival? The festival sold out and I had no ticket and no one to go with. Again, the thought instantly followed. It's already done. I've played around with and explored various manifesting techniques, but this was on a completely different level from anything I've experienced. To make something happen, you can visualize it happening, feel what it's like to have it already come to pass, and then just let it be so. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. From here, I went upstairs as I needed to use the washroom. I was kind of floating around my house, kind of abstractly, before I needed to use the washroom. But when I came out, I could feel like electricity coming from my wife's office. The air was palpable. Like I'd put my head in, and the energy was shooting down my body. The further I moved away from the office, though, I could tell that it was limited to that specific area of the house. I found that interesting. After that, I went downstairs to do some more work in cemetery. Now, the main part of the trip had already happened, but the medicine was still in effect, so I wanted to utilize it and make the most of it. Following this mushroom experience, I had no doubtful thoughts about the experiences. I didn't feel like I was missing anything, or that I wanted these experiences to occur. In my mind, I was complete, whole, and I didn't lack anything toward a new Tesla or going to Shambhala. Now, over the next few days after this experience, I was able to track down a ticket, and I attended Shambhala by myself, which will most likely be my next video. About a month after this mushroom experience, my wife and I went to Tesla, and we picked up a brand new Model Y. This is Minnetonka Park. I've been coming here for a number of years now. This is actually where I started my channel when I had nowhere else to go. There was a trail there down by the water, and I'd bike all the way down to the end of the path, and I would be at the base of this mountain just on the other side, on the opposite side of which I came up. I find a little corner on the side of the mountain away from the path where I'd film my trip reports. Now, since then, I've actually moved to a new home, which is actually kind of down the street from this place. It's about a 5-minute drive. It's over on that hill somewhere. I came up here with a buddy one time, and he told me that, amongst the First Nations people, that Minnetonka was revered as a place of healing and peace amongst all tribes in North America. Minnetonka was a place of peace and healing, that war was off limits. I find it interesting because I keep finding myself coming here, sharing my healing stories. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.